Well, it's all been about the Japanese strength this week. Yet again, let me tell you more right now. Hi everybody, it's Andrew Mitchem here. Today's Friday the 14th of June, and that's right, it's been about the Japanese yen strength yet again this week. We've seen the yen pairs just falling. We've seen a lot of weakness on the US yen, the Canadian yen, like the Aussie yen, Kiwi yen, and I've taken quite a number of those trades myself and done very nicely on them again this week. So it's 2 weeks in a row where we've seen that. From time to time we've had the odd day where the price has just pulled back slightly, but overall it's definitely been Japanese yen strength, and also throughout the week a lot of weakness in the US dollar itself. But it's just been great opportunities, looking for those opportunities and those trades out there. Every time we're looking at shorting anything against the yen, we've been jumping in on those trades. Now, there's also been some really big movements, especially on the daily charts. And so as a result of that, it's meant that the stop losses that I've been suggesting and placing on the trades on the daily charts have been quite large, and somewhere between around 70 and around 100 pips in cases. But even though that sounds large, don't forget, when you're risking with a set amount of risk per trade and you're using a sensible risk to reward, it means that as a consequence, the profit targets that we're looking for are somewhere around the 250, 300, and I've even got some trades still open behind me here on the US yen and Canadian yen, that the profit targets are up around 330 pips. But again, it comes back to risk to reward, like I've said so many times. And if you've got a trade of, let's say for round numbers, 100 pip stop loss, but a 300 pip profit target, you're still achieving that 3-to-1 risk to reward trade that we're looking at achieving, especially on those longer time frame charts. Now, again, you could go back to, let's say, an hour chart, and you may have, let's say, again, for an example, a 25 pip stop loss, but the profit target may be somewhere around 70, 80 pips. So again, it's still giving us that same 3-to-1 risk to reward. But some big moves, and it's been a great opportunity for cashing in on the strength there on the Japanese yen. Yesterday I had a live training room webinar for my clients. We had about 150 people register and attend that webinar, so huge turnout, really good people from all over the world on that. And we took some trades. I had 2 trades on the 1 hour charts and 2 trades on the 4 hourly charts that I took live in front of people, and had some trades, quite a number of trades already still open before the webinar started. But we spent a lot of time looking over obviously live trades, and when they showed, looking at a lot of chart time, answered a huge amount of questions for people, so a lot of good valuable information was shared there. And then also we were looking at where trades might be going in the future. We also concentrated on daily charts and 1 hour charts. Didn't go so much into the 4 hourlies yesterday, but that's again for a future event. One thing we did discuss, and it's really important, that a huge number of clients are starting to really see the importance of the various support and resistance levels that I use within my strategy. And that could be a number of things. The daily pivot point is obviously a very important level, and that is a level where price will often go to and turn around and bounce at that level within a given day. So I'm very strongly looking at daily pivot points. We're also looking at round numbers, so that's a number that ends in a 50 or a 0, a double 0. And the other thing I'm looking at on a daily chart, and so when I'm looking for bounce levels, and the furthest that the price will go are the resistance 3 and support 3 levels, because as my clients know, and as I know, because we've seen it so many times, that very often the furthest the price will go within a day is the support 3 if it's a short position, or resistance 3 if it's a long trade. And it happens so many times. So those pivot points and support and resistance levels are critical within your trading, because what they do is they give you guidelines, they give you places to aim for, and they give you sort of boundaries of, well, the price has already reached here for today, quite likely it's not going to go any further. So when you combine these support resistance levels, the pivot points, the round numbers, put that together with the candle patterns and daily strength and weakness, and you can see how you get yourself a really good solid trading plan, which makes me lead on to one more thing. I've got here some printouts that I've just printed out before I've made this video, just I want to share with you. 3 comments that I've had sent through this week. There's the 3 of them there that I've had sent through. First one I'll read you from Christopher. He asked some other questions, but also at the end he said, by the way, I've made 7.78% return on my capital since the beginning of the month. I'm so pleased I took your course. This was written yesterday, the 13th of June. Another one just come through today on Friday, the 14th. This is from Lucy. I'm currently up 10% in 1 week with only 1% risk on any given trade. I've currently got 5 trades that I've taken. I've only had 1 stopped out. So there's a 10% gain there for Lucy. And the last one, this is from Trevor Brewerton, who's down on the south coast or the South Island of New Zealand. Andrew, I'd like to say thank you for last week's trades. I'm really busy at the moment, so I only had time to take your daily trade suggestions. At the end of the week, my account was up 6.38% by risking only 1/4% per trade. So I'm very happy about that. Well, I'm sure you are, Trevor, and that's great news to have that. So thanks for sharing that information, and thanks for allowing me to use your names there as well. Of course, whenever I ask for names from like Trevor and give his whole name, Trevor Brewerton, of course we'll get permission first. So it's really good that clients are coming through with, sending me through that information, sharing their results. The webinar yesterday had exactly the same. Lots of people sharing the results, how happy they are since they've taken the course. So that's all I'd like to share for now. There was one other thing actually quickly. We were talking about continuation trades and reversal trades. I'll talk about that more next week. So that will be next week's topic. So that's all for now. Have yourself a great weekend. Look forward to talking to you next week, talking about those continuation and reversal trades. Really important point to add to your trading arsenal, but more about that next week. That's all for now. This is Andrew Mitchem, the Forex Trading Coach.